Welcome to Rural Concerns, the podcast where Chris Cantrell is flabbergasted at London prices.
£34 for a haircut.
Then we go straight into it, don't we?
And I look the same.
Should we do that?
Yeah.
I think we just did.
See, we'll keep the cameras on to see how long this works, see if the internet craps out on it.
That's a good strategy.
We've got the notes, and you've marked off what we talked about on the notes, pretty much, haven't you? What's the shortcut for strike through?
I don't know. I just underlined everything.
You just underlined it.
The shortcut for strike through is two different keys. So it's like it's too much for a human brain to keep. Do you know what I mean?
Cool.
Where's this document then? Are you getting the chats on this?
What do you mean?
Oh, no,
Does
I
it come
forget
up?
to look.
Oh, yeah.
I've moved it so it's sort of off my screen. Oh, hello. There he is, yeah. Yeah, got it.
Yeah. Boys will be boys, you know?
Right.
All right, let's close that chat.
Yeah, delete that. Delete that chat.
Yeah, delete that.
What you just put in the chat, delete that. We can't have that getting out.
So, Chris, I think you should kick this off with an update on, what's it called? The Doggy Bordello? Dog Piss Paradise?
What's this 34 quid haircut business?
34. I'll come back to the house.
Yeah, okay, go on. You do what you need to.
I had to go down to London this week for an audition.
Ooh.
And I was having photos. I've had a very busy week, very hectic week. I was having photos taken the following day in Newcastle. So I got my hair cut in London. And I was rushing between, I was torn hither and thither, getting from this place to that place. So I just jumped in the first barbers that I saw, and I spent £34 on a haircut, that's mad, isn't it? That's an unfathomable amount of money for a haircut. What do you think? Yeah.
Well, I mean, where was it?
Near Euston Way, Goode Street type vibe.
I mean, 34 quid, it depends. If you trust the barber and it's a good barber, 34 quid is a bargain. But if you're just randomly popping in somewhere to get a quick trim, probably not worth it.
The only difference I'd say between this and my £12 haircut that I have on Hadrian's Wall is that the girl really used the swivel of the chair. Do you know what I mean? She really had me at like angles. Rather than moving my head, the entire chair was fully utilised. And it was turned to such an angle where I was just staring at the guy next to me who was having his hair cut done, and it was like uncomfortable because they were talking, they were having a chat, and I'm just like a third person in like the guy was having his hair cut and his hairdresser talking about his life, and they must have done it. It must be regular. And I'm just turned at...
You know my haircut situation, don't you?
No.
At a 90-degree angle.
Right.
My internet's gone. Oh, fucking hell.
Camera's off, is it? Camera's off, please, Chris.
Oh, no. we did well.
No, we did well. My barber is... Well, you know, I don't know if I've told you. I'm sure I've told you, but I actually travel about an hour and a half to get my hair cut. It's near Gatwick because my barber moved down there, but he's very, very good. And it's like 25 quid.
Yeah.
But I think that's worth it. I think that's quite cheap for a London haircut.
Yeah, it was just a bit of a shock to the system.
I think my one's 20 quid around here.
But is that including beard, James?
No.
Ah.
And I don't get tea or anything. Did you get offered a beer?
Me? No.
Or Chris?
I got
Chris,
offered a
£34.
coffee and I was too scared to take it in case they added to the £34. Do you know what I mean? So I was just like, I'm fine. Because I wasn't sure.
No, 34 quid's a bit much, especially for what you've got there.
Excuse me?
So I actually get on quite well with the lads down there. I think they're good lads. And I actually it's a fun sort of toxic safe space where boys can be boys, you know?
Right.
It's like Desmond's. Is that a reference anyone gets anymore?
If you were born...
Because there isn't that kind of space anymore.
If you were listening to this podcast and you were born after the two towers come down, get on your computer, get your laptop out and run Desmond's through the search bar. You are in for a treat. And let me tell you, pork pie.
Well, we don't have like lads can't just pop in somewhere and have a chat with other lads, except for it used to be the barbers for like that community, but we don't really have that. You certainly don't have that where you are, Chris. You don't have a drop-in safe space for the boys.
Presumably it'd be like the pub. I just don't do it. But maybe this is what I do. You do need
this podcast, and
it's restorative. Although we are carefully minding every single word that we're saying, running it past a lawyer.
Yeah, we edited out the 10 minutes of James banging on about woke mind virus.
So I've got updates. So I've had my £35 haircut. Bang. That's why I'm looking fresh.
Shame we've had to turn the cameras off because of your internet connection.
I had it done just for this. No, I had it done for... I've had some updated photos done because a comedy promoter got in touch because, you know, like you send high-res images of your head, don't you, a lot? And that's like... I think that's like 80% of the job, sending like a high-res image of yourself and some blurb. But I think a promoter got in touch to be like, do you have anything more up to date? Because I think if we put these images up, it might, you know, we might get done under trade descriptions. So I've had to get some new images done. And I've been thinking about it. Obviously, I turned 40 in January. I don't think I dealt with it very well at all. Not a breakdown about like that, but... not a breakdown.
Well, what happened? Did you buy some Magic the Gathering cards or something?
I bought loads of Magic the Gathering cards. I was having a tough time. I'm now sitting on like...
And you're telling us you didn't have a breakdown.
I'm now sitting on like 50 quid's worth of Magic the Gathering cards, and I only played it once. I only played it once with my friend Lee, and now money's tight with a house move, and I can just see my wife. She moved a box of them and she looked upset. But I was thinking, like, I don't think I'm vain at all, but it's like I said to my wife, I was like, so much in this job is me looking at my own head, and people say that age is just a number, and it is, but it's a number that directly correlates to cellular decay.
Yeah.
And as like an entertainer, every 18 to 24 months, I need to get new photos done in some guise. So I'm just tracking like my age. And like I said to my wife, I said, most people get photos done, professional ones, stop at school, don't they?
Yeah.
If they're really good, you might end up having some photos taken, you know, when you're like knocking about 50 or something like that. But that's because it's going on the company about page, isn't it? And then it's like, all you need to do in those photos is show that you are a competent chief technology officer. Do you know what I mean? Whereas I'm like, we're trying to sell you are. Come and see me, you are going to have a good time. It's a lot of pressure.
Well, all weddings, don't forget.
Good point.
That's the only other time, isn't it? That's when you're looking your very best. No one ever takes photos of you when you're like feeling like shit.
Mugshot.
I got married 6 days after the Edinburgh Fringe, where I'd been absolutely caning full English breakfasts for 27 days.
Was that when you did the burp that smelled like a fart?
The burp that smelled like a fart. The legend.
Well, your wife looked stunning, can I say, that day?
She looks amazing. She's an angel.
You look good as well. You look good. I've got photos of us in our living room of us on your wedding day, actually.
Have you?
Yeah. Not you and your wife. I mean, me and you.
Oh, that's great. I didn't know that.
Because I look great in that photo.
Right, okay. Have you put a sticker over my face with an arrow pointing to look at you, just in case anyone's focus isn't?
I think it was late during the reception and you've got your jacket off and your tie around your head.
Yeah. I'm like singing, put that Superman black grape on or whatever it is.
Actually, I had photos. Someone just found photos of me for a gig, and they found photos of me without the beard.
Yes.
Which I feel is a very important part of my identity. And they've got photos of me from when I did the BBC New Comedy Final.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to say, because we've used them. So they're literally, 10 years old now?
They're at least 10 years old. And I remember like seeing those photos and thinking, I have to grow a beard. And they're out there still as the only evidence of me before beard. But they look very strange out there. And obviously everyone's like, who the fuck is this guy? You know, you don't recognize that face.
Oh, yeah. Is that you?
Yeah.
Is that really you?
Have you just found them?
Yeah, I actually gasped out loud.
We would have met.
Yeah,
around then,
I didn't
James,
know you
wouldn't we?
then. Yeah. Ah.
Yeah, so they're still there. And I was going to shave my beard off a couple of months ago to record some stand-up because I thought it'd be funny doing one record with a beard and one without and then splicing it together. But I was told not to in very strong terms by my agent because of it would affect work going forward, which is a real damning.
What? Because with the distinctive look, because the look of the beard is what is that? Why are you getting booked for stuff?
I mean, it's like it's like worrying about any changes to your face affecting anything.
It's like the
going
consistency of it. Like
Exactly,
you just need to
yeah.
look exactly like the same person. And like we want that guy who was in
Looks
those
like that, yeah.
disgraced adverts for NatWest.
Nationwide.
I have had like casting agents saying, "Is he prepared to shave it off?" And I've been like, "Yeah, of course." But it takes months to grow back. So
You just need to do it for the right money, don't you? With something like that.
I do it for nothing. But then what happened was before the stand-up recording, I went to get my beard trimmed, and of course I went to the place I don't normally go, and I don't have my glasses on, so I can't see what they're doing. And she chopped it so tight against my face, you could make out the shape of my head, which is unacceptable. I think you shouldn't be able to see the shape of my head anymore because it is like a tennis ball or something like that. It's very round.
Yeah,
And
I mean, it's been
ruins any
said.
gravitas I have, and makes me look like a silly little 40-year-old boy. And I didn't like it.
Having close cropped hair on that tennis ball would add to the tennis balling effect, wouldn't it? Really?
Exactly. Yeah. Someone's lightly
Yeah,
shaved
that
that
fuzz.
tennis ball, I see.
Yeah. Don't get tram lines.
I'll try and get I'll just do a screenshot and send it to you guys in the next few minutes while we're talking. But yeah.
I might, my general haircut note is like take it in to the bone. Do you know what I mean? Basically, trying to crop out grey hairs.
But I think if you've got grey hairs, you should be quite proud of them, really. A life well lived, No?
Well, it's that sort of thing where it's like, I don't know, like I was totally fine with a little streak, but now it's just, do you know what I mean? Like a little distinctive streak, and then all of a sudden it's like it's just going to be most of my hair, and you're like, oh no, it's just old man hair now. So,
All right, there you go. I've sent you a photo.
Okay.
Your new WhatsApp. And that's too close to the face.
Yeah, somewhat soft there, isn't it?
It's made your face look smaller.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Well, I've got a small head. It's just the beard that makes the bulk of it.
Yeah, but you'd think if you had less hair, your face would look bigger
No,
comparatively.
because the hair made me look like I had a big face underneath
But look
it.
at this. You got a small head.
Yeah.
Me and James, quite big heads. So that's another reason why this works.
I don't think you've got a big head, Chris.
I can't wear hats.
Really?
Maybe it's shape of it. Maybe it's like a long back to front head.
Like a xenomorph.
Yeah, I've got a xenomorph head because I did this photo shoot for my new show, and it's like it involved me wearing a crown, and I got a circular crown, and it just did not fit on my head. Do you know what I mean? Like I had to like poke it off a corner because
Like
it's
wearing
too
a child's crown.
like a child's crown because it's too. No, it wasn't a child's crown. It's because it was too. My head's too long, and I can't wear hats.
Why did you have to wear a crown? Did you beat the gong or something?
Well, it's for my Edinburgh show. And I'm trying to be quite nuanced with this one, but I was like, yeah, I could wear a crown, maybe.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm wearing a crown and a cape.
I'd like to see that.
Yeah.
Well, buy a ticket, mate.
Tell you what I played yesterday, Baldur's Gate 3.
Is that the one that's like actually playing Dungeons and Dragons or something?
It's a bit like that. I didn't realise that. I lasted 5 minutes and I was out. I was like, I don't get it at all.
I think it's like my friend is a voice in that. He played.
Oh, really?
He's like a very famous character out of it. Basically, there's a guy that can change into a bear, and it's possible through making decisions for you to have sex with that bear. And he voiced the bear, and it's become on the internet like,
Wow.
you know, like a massive fan. Like, what am I trying to say? Like people doing fan art, people doing fan fiction, and he's a bit like, I think he's from like Bolton or something like that. He's just like absolutely blown away by becoming an international sex symbol. It's very funny.
Well, it did offer me the option when I loaded it up of how much nudity I wanted to see.
And where did you sit on that scale, Sunil?
Full.
Full front.
Frontal.
Well,
Full
yeah, full front.
frontal. and then clicked another button. You're like,
Full fun,
if you're not gonna give me the full frontal thing, we'll just delete the entire game.
All 200 gigabytes of it out. Get out. Yeah.
Can I talk to you about my house?
Yeah.
James?
Yeah, yes, please. Yeah, go. So, it's another seamless link from Chris Cantrell.
You put a sting in there, won't you?
We put a sting in there.
Now.
Bang, bang, bang. Sting. You know what I mean? Adroll in. Just be like, has it ended? What's happening? My house. I've got a lot of information to relay because it's been a while since we recorded the tales of my Victorian home renovation before it's been out in the world. But now the podcast is out and it's throwing up a lot of interesting conversations my way. I'm finding out things about my house from a few hundred people listening to this podcast, and 100 odd or so days are living in my actual village. So I've suddenly realised I need to be careful about what I put out in the world. But basically, I'm finding out things about the history of my house and who's been in the house and what things have gone up to. Some of it's really interesting. Like I found out that a previous tenant used to have a medium round, for supernatural things, which is brilliant.
What do they find?
I don't know, like a party, like you get a medium round to commune with the spirit world in my house. And I started.
So they opened a portal.
You've got a portal in your house.
I've got a portal. I hope they've closed it because I need somewhere to put my dining table. But
don't go into the light, Cantrell. Don't go into the light.
Yeah, and the TV. My son's watching TV, and it's like they're here. Do you know what I mean?
Did you get any further on the broomstick? Because you found a broomstick above your doorway,
no,
right?
But what I've heard is, I think one of the tenants, pretty much the previous tenant, was a white witch. I've heard.
Yeah, but we never. What is that? A good one?
A good one, like healing energies, stuff like that. So,
right.
I to me, that would join the dots between the Wiccan energy and the broomstick.
Yeah.
I think
doesn't explain the dogs, but yeah,
it doesn't explain the hundreds of dogs.
Can you get involved with like wizarding and druiding or what?
I would like to dabble in druiding, but I think it's like when I wanted to play Magic the Gathering, it's like I'm so into it as an idea, but the practice, the money and the time.
It's early starts, isn't it? You got to get off a sunrise and that.
Yeah, playing D&D, do you know what I mean? It's like I can't create a character.
D&D and druiding are different things.
Yes. Neither of those D's are druid.
But either way, it's just like, it's a time sink, isn't it, being a full-time druid.
But that might be the safe space for male-only chat that you might get out there, druiding.
Think
of you and all the boys just out there, just druiding in the morning.
And they're like, throw me a beer, throws a stick at me, stick turns into a snake. Do you know what I mean? That's like, we're laughing already.
Next thing you know, you're sacrificing virgins and you just wanted to go out for a chat, didn't you?
Well, you don't have to come up. We're not going to sacrifice you. I was so excited, so giddy to get that out. It doesn't really make any sense.
This is what it's all about. This is the kind of chat you'll be having with the druids. You'll be calling each other virgins. Pretending to sacrifice each other.
You're going to sacrifice me then? Pass me another hobgoblin. You know what I mean? Like the real ale. Right, so we've got that going on. I've had a plasterer come in terms of the renovations. Oh, my days. Plasterers, pretty much, more talented than a surgeon. Just like...
Yeah, okay, go on.
As soon as you put in a plaster on, like... Because I've been calling what will be our bedroom the Sarajevo suite, because it's basically like crumbling plaster with giant holes in it that look like bullet holes, and then like a really shonky glass chandelier on an angle. So we've been sort of joking, but now the plasterer comes in and suddenly it just looks like it could be a home and not a Victorian building site. Do you know what I mean? So it's an exciting part of the process. I've also had a lot
of...
When
is this house going to be done?
2029 to 2040 within that window.
Yeah. That's nice. There's something to get on with, isn't it?
Oh, I've got something else to tell you. So I've basically opened up. We have a basement that's been converted. It's not in great nick, but there's just a boiler down there. It's like a tiled floor. It's got like candlelight type. It sounds weird, doesn't it? But it's got a dungeon-esque quality to it in this basement. We're not using it. There was a bit of a leak when we first moved in, which is sort of dried up now. So we basically let our son and his couple of mates turn it into like a gentleman's club style den. And they just like move stuff around, like they're working on they got deck chairs in there. They watch videos on one of them's Nintendo Switch and stuff like this. So it's really nice. But they found a secret compartment.
What?
In the wall?
In the wall behind a pillar.
Yeah.
And there's like behind a bit of wall, there's like a deadbolt that you pull out and then it's swung open.
Absolutely fuck that. Not having anything to do with that.
What was in there?
A safe.
What?
The safe, if it had been locked, this podcast would have just pivoted 100% into being what's in the safe.
Chris's safe?
What secret's in the safe?
What's in the murder safe?
What's in it?
But it was open. Inside it, photograph of a dog.
No.
Fuck off, Chris.
Yeah,
Fuck off.
I've got it on my desk. It's like really faded. It's really faded and matte. It's really faded and like it's not in good state. But I've kept it. I'll take a picture of it. And
how old is it?
I don't know. I can't gauge it. We might need to hire a forensic photograph person. But there's that. But
God.
basically,
Is that like the dog that they all came from? Is that like the queen?
The queen. But I rang my friend Lee. I was like breathless because all the boys were down in the cellar and they were like word got back to me. My wife was like, "Oh, and I found a secret compartment." I couldn't have got down there any quicker. Do you know what I mean? Like I went down, I nearly took the door off its hinges getting in. I'm like, "Show me the secret compartment," and then we showed it. And then I rang my friend Lee, and who shares my spirit for adventure and weird stuff that people do in the privacy of their own homes. And I rang him, and I think he was in like a board meeting or something like that. Do you know, he's like, it's like a head of PR for a finance company. And I got him out of a meeting. I'm like, Lee, there's a secret compartment. There's a secret compartment in my house. He went, "I've got to go." But he says, all I'll say is, if there's one secret thing, there's probably going to be more secret things. Bye. So now there's a quest to find more secret things.
Good point, Lee.
I mean, a safe with a picture of a dog in it. That's it.
It's very on brand for your
It
house.
is very on brand, yeah.
Just to catch people up if they haven't listened to the other episodes, basically Chris's house was formerly a dog breeding place. It's probably the nicest way you can say it.
Brackets unregulated.
Yeah.
Also, his neighbours listen to this.
Yes. So apparently, and so I've found out the neighbours, everyone knows about my house and the history of the house. So within the community, and have started filling me in on gaps in its history, which are really interesting. I know it's but I got it at a good price, and eventually it will be a nice home as soon as we get it exercised. What else can I tell? Right, so I don't want to give away too much, but basically, so then I've been talking to. I've started, on a Sunday, started going to a pub with some people that Nicola started talking to, and I'm coming out with them, and we're basically like a group of the cool young ones in the village, we're all north of 40, do you know what I mean? But in this village, we're pretty much tearaway teens. But we've started going to this pub, we'll have this drink on a Sunday in the local pub, 2 pints of Guinness with the kids, and then we all go. But Nicola's now she come back and she's like, yeah, I think they're getting to know me in the pub now, and they know what my order is. And then I sort of did a bit of detective work, and I said, "Are you on about last Sunday?" She said, "Yeah." And I went, "St. Patrick's Day, yeah?" When she was wearing a bright green blouse and, crucially, a 2 foot tall promotional Guinness hat. And I was like, how did he piece this together?
Is St. Patrick's Day a big deal in the village, is it?
Well, no, but inexplicably, there's 2 Northern Irish ladies in the village. So it's like,
Right.
yeah, little Ireland, little
Yeah,
Belfast is, pumping.
Oh, lambing season.
Yeah, Chris, on your notes here, you've got something called Lambing Season brackets Immersive Theatre.
Well, I just wanted to try a bit of an exercise because it's lambing season here in a minute. So all the fields are full of little baby lambs that have just been born and are just growing up. So I thought we could talk about what that is, like the industry of farming. Because I've got a friend who's added it to Friend Report, Farmer Michael. And he calls me Steve, which is my brother-in-law's name. But it's like we're 3 years into it now.
Another friend, yeah.
This is your second best friend.
We're 3 years into it now. He's like a very, very sort of Cumbrian, Northumbrian man. Oh God, I have been picked up on like not knowing where the boundary is and stuff. Do you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
he's one of these lot, But he's been telling me about his lambing and stuff. Like getting lambs ready for market and sort of you sell them at a price and when you need to sell them. It's like you have to pick when you sell them because like I don't know like the price of oil, it goes up and down.
Yeah, but lambs only stay lambs for a bit, don't they?
Mm.
Yeah, but there's basically a big rush to sell them all at a certain, I don't know, like June or something like that. So before that, it's like if you're getting a bit earlier, you'll tend to get a good price then. Whereas if you wait until the rush of people are trying to sell them, then you might not get it. And I think you get paid like like a price per lamb type thing.
Yeah. How much is a lamb?
I should have researched this a little. 20 quid?
Can you get hold of cheap lambs?
I don't know if it's cheap.
I think you can.
And a refrigerated van.
And I don't think this podcast should fund that.
No, but you can get a chest freezer and put a lamb in it, can't you?
But is it alive?
No, not a lot. I mean, after
You have to take it to the slaughterhouse yourself.
Yeah, you're not doing it yourself in your living room.
I thought you were like, do you want a lamb? And I could send Helen a lamb.
No,
a baby
We're
lamb.
not going to fit a lamb in this house, are we?
I'll just send you one of those, like those people that buy little pot-bellied micro pigs, and then it just turns out to be
a massive
squealing sow knocking around your South London 2-bed
smashing my
flat,
55-inch telly. Yeah, not having it.
Screaming.
Yeah,
that's funny. So in this scenario, Sunil, okay, we're going down to the farmer's market, and it's you've got a lamb to sell. So
I've gone to the farmer's market with one lamb.
With one lamb to sell, maybe you've got more lambs. Do you know what I mean? I'm going to leave some of this to you to make up.
Is this a GCSE question or something?
Yeah. So
I think this is devised theatre.
Oh right, go on. Okay,
this is devised theatre, and I'm devising it as we speak, as is my skill set. I've not had any formal improv training, which I think is going to become immediately obvious.
Okay,
so,
go on.
Like this is so James, now in terms of the sound design, we'll have a bit of a break here, and then we'll have like lamb, like a tweet, like sort of.
That's not lambs.
What the fuck?
The sounds of summer is what I mean, like tweet, and
So hang on, sorry, am I the farmer or the lamb?
You're the farmer with a lamb, and I'm the sort of like market stall trader who's at the lambing fair. So you're come on down to the lambing fair. James, put some country music there. Like,
Yeah, we got it now. Yeah.
Right, Lovejoy.
Like Lovejoy. Put Lovejoy.
Put Lovejoy music on.
Put the Lovejoy music on.
Bit of Lovejoy music running through. So you can be yourself, or you can be just another character.
Okay.
Hello there. Come on, Dad. You're coming into the farmer's market, are you?
Yeah, that's right. I've got a lamb to sell.
Got a lamb to sell. Well, can I take a look at your lamb?
Yeah, here it is.
Look at it. It's got too many of them. What's that?
It's got too many what?
It's got too many of whatever those are.
Right, what are that? What do you mean, where?
It's got too many teats.
It's got too many teats, has it? Right. Well, you can just cut them off, can't you?
Make Mama's teat pie.
Is there an end goal to this improv exercise? Sorry, Chris.
I think it's better.
Just to step out a second. What are we trying to achieve here as the characters?
I think what it should be is that you're trying to buy a lamb off me as yourself. So it's an immersive experience where you come into the lambing market and you're looking for a lamb, and I am the lamb farmer. Yeah?
No, he's got a lamb.
I know, I've changed my mind on that. It wasn't working.
Now we're changing.
You can't fucking change your mind in the middle of a theatre.
We're going, don't put any of this in, James. We're going back to the fundamentals of the devised improvisation.
This is definitely all going
You got the fundamentals wrong in the first place.
Yeah, but we're going to fix that now with... The people listening to this have time.
Could I offer some notes on your accent, Chris?
Yeah, go on then.
Is the person in question where are they from?
They're from the countryside.
Probably from up this way. They're from the countryside, ain't they? Like, that's it. I've got it. Let's go into it.
They're from the West Country, it seems.
The west of which country?
Sorry, what am I doing here? I'm trying to...
You're trying to buy a...
Are you trying to buy a lamb?
You're Sunil Patel. And you come in and you want to buy a lamb.
A lamb from you, okay?
At the farmer's market. So, James, take two. Lovejoy music.
No.
Yeah, go on, Chris, go on.
Right.
Hello?
Oh, hello. I didn't realise you were talking to me.
Yes, I'm talking to you. I was wondering if I could purchase a lamb, please.
You would like to purchase the... Would you like to purchase a lamb?
Yeah, I said I'd like to purchase a lamb, please.
What sort of breed would you like it to be?
Well, what's that one over there?
That's a West Humberside.
Yep. Okay, great. I'll have that one, please. Yep.
Fetshagger. That's a West Humberside Fetshagger.
Yeah, I'll have the West Humberside Fetshagger. How much is it?
That's 100 guineas.
And how much is that in pounds sterling?
As long as it got a picture with the Queen on it, it's £89, 7 bob.
That seems a bit steep for a lamb. I'll give you 30 quid.
But if you grow it up, you can have yourself several meals.
No, I'll just buy the lamb as it is for 30 quid. How about that?
Get down, before you make your decision, get down on your knees and just inspect the goods. Go on, get your hands in there.
All right,
don't worry about your city boy loafers. Get in the mud.
All right, there we are. Just having a look at this lamb. Looks great. 30 quid, all right?
Oh, they teach you how to inspect a lamb in the city, do they? Get under the hand to feel that.
Well, I'm just taking a punt because 30 quid is only 30.
Put one of them in your mouth.
Put one of what in my mouth? The teats. He's talking about the teats again. Why does it always come back to the teats? Though that's what I want to know.
Just have a go on.
Just have a go on the teats. So the entire point of this improvisation is to get me to talk about sucking a lamb's teats. Chris, if you'd like to step out of the improv briefly, let's have a quick word. Quick word with you just outside of the improv, please, Chris. If you'd like to step out.
I'll take you £30. Deal.
No, Chris, step out of the improv now.
Scene. I'm out. I'm me again.
I worry that it was you all the way through, though.
We don't know. Thing is, with this, we don't know when the improv's going to take us, and all routes are valid. The problem is there's no. And if you took it to a place where you are banging on a lamps.
Right, Chris. The problem with these improv situations is that there's no safe word. I can't get out of them. You know, you won't let me out. Okay,
Listen,
well, that was good.
Yeah, I enjoyed that. A great, great deal.
Well, stay tuned for the next episode of whatever the fuck accent that was. What's that farmer called, Chris?
Let's call him Farmer Buggerton.
Okay, Farmer Buggerton will return, I imagine, in future episodes.
Well,
selling different animals or vegetables.
If this is what we have to be led by the audience. We have to be led by the audience.
Next episode, I'll be sucking off a cucumber or something.
Oh, that's cheered me up.
Lovely. I think, Chris, if we got a little space for a little letter, and then we should wrap this up.
Snip bets out, and I'll intro it because it's funny. So I would like to just quickly touch on one of the letters that we've received in my inbox. And basically, when people are contacting us...
What was that pause for? Sorry.
I think you want, in case we were going to stop you. No, Chris, stop. Stop recording now. When you wouldn't stop it trying to get Sunil to suck imaginary teats, you thought we might have a problem with you reading one of the letters from the listeners.
Okay. We've had a letter.
All right.
I have had to change the name of the person that sent us this letter, and the reason why is going to become quite obvious quite soon. So the code name that I've given this listener is Dr. Ganja.
Okay.
Dear sirs, love the new Rural Concerns podcast. Okay. I'm not sure if this is the right place to share my rural concerns. I'll be honest, I'm too lazy to re-listen to the podcast to find your email address. So I thought I'd start here. I too moved to the countryside in a serious bit of lockdown action. Here are some of my rural concerns. 1. Everyone can smell my weed. In a small village, everyone can smell the herbal relaxation. I'm worried that the police around here have nothing better to do than to kick my front door in for my sweet ganja. 2. I can't get ganja around here. 3. My local shop appears to only sell produce suitable for the oncoming nuclear apocalypse. I'm talking Happy Shopper tinned mushy peas, Panda Pops, lard, a solitary broccoli. I have considered moving back to London, but I think I can only afford to live in a bin and not a nice one. Thanks to you all for such a great podcast, and do let me know if you have any connections, re rural ganja.
Right. Okay, Chris,
this
can you help?
Is the listenership.
Doctor? You can't call yourself Dr. Ganja if you've got no ganja.
No, I've given him the code name Dr. Ganja.
I see. Right. Okay.
Just to protect his identity. It's not his name.
I see.
This guy just messaged me with his full name. Do you know what I mean? Like, no. And I was like, shall I change your name? And he was like, oh yeah. Do you know, like that? Like it didn't. This is the brains that we've got listening to this podcast.
Well, thank you for getting in touch with. I don't know why he's asking you.
Yeah, I don't.
mean, you're the least. Like, I would never come to you to ask to get drugs.
I think that's fair, but you can get. So first off, you can get like this area. It sounds like intermittently houses are used for, like if you're going to have, I think it's the plot of Guy Ritchie's The Gentleman, but there's lots of open space around here to grow marijuana and stuff, and get up to no good.
Thinking. If you're out there, you should be growing your own. You got the space, you got the solitude,
No prying eyes. So, Dr.
You can buy these things from America, which are like, they look like little fridges, but you just grow your own ganja in it.
Oh.
Does it all for you. You can look there's a camera inside to show you how it's growing.
So there's one tip, Dr. Ganja. I like the idea that Dr. Ganja lives in a similar sized village to me, and there's just one house, with like a purple light blaring out of it. Bob Marley flag, and he's like, they're coming for me.
Point number 3, that his local shop only appears to sell produce for the apocalypse. Is that related to? Oh, does that mean he can't go out and get stuff when he's hungry after smoking so much ganj?
After smoking so much ganj. The thing is, as well, it's he must be in quite the la-di-da village because he's got a local shop. like that. You know, if
Yeah.
it's a standalone shop. I've got a cafe that doubles as a shop. So it's like he must be living in the metropolis compared to me.
Yeah. How do you do your shopping?
Well, if I drive 15 minutes, I could get to a little co-op, and the prices in little co-op are insane. So we're trying to like do a strategic online order or go to a supermarket in a more structured way. But also I have attention issues, which means that I will often forget things, and then you have to zip out to the... Do you know what I mean? It's a nightmare.
So supermarkets do deliver to you quite easily?
Yeah. We're just off an A road. We're quite far... We're off an A road, so it's easy enough for people to could just come and deliver. It's just organisation, really.
What if you've smoked too much ganja and you want some biscuits? What do you do, Chris, when you've just ganged yourself too much?
And I've got absolutely deranged on ganj. Well, so Dr. Ganja, don't worry at all.
If the police come round, threaten them with, tell them you'll move back to London if they stop you.
Yeah, an absolute deficit of the, do you know what I mean, the local economy.
That will collapse. The money you're spending on biscuits will be taken out of the local economy, and they'll have done themselves a disservice.
Yeah, the little shop is suddenly like, I'm not shifting anywhere near as much of these grab bags of red hot Monster Munch.
These Pops have been here for months since he left.
Like, you can't see Dr. Ganja, but I'm saluting.
Look, what I would do if I was him, you're gonna have to stock up. So you're gonna have to get a cash and carry account, get some of those cardboard boxes with the punch hole in the front full of Monster Munch, and then get a load of ganja in, obviously in big bags, hide them somewhere so they don't smell too much, and just plan ahead. I think if you're going to be, smoking that cheeb.
Could you pop it in the box with the pickled onion Monster Munch and hope that the pickled onion smell would?
Yeah,
masking it. Yeah,
but
very
the thing is,
sensible.
if someone's in the house and they don't know about all the spliffs you're taking down, they might have a Monster Munch and come out with a fistful of weed. You don't want that.
No. Well, and I think we should wrap it up on that sound advice.
Well, I would just like to say, if you can get in touch with us to share your rural concerns if you are a rural wreckhead like Dr. Ganja. And all you need to do is drop us an email at christopher@alovelytime.co.uk or just message direct on Instagram if you are too stunned to listen.
Yeah, Instagram better. I think Instagram at Rural Concerns Podcast.
Yeah, if you're too stunned to go back and listen to the last 15 seconds of a podcast. Yeah, we bamboozled you there, didn't we?
Rural Concerns was produced by Egg Mountain for A Lovely Time. The artwork is by Poppy Hilstead and the music by Sam O'Leary.
That was a lot less stressful than when I do it. And they cut it in such a way that my hair, they made a big mistake, made it look like my hair's thinning a bit. That's mad, that. They're getting paid all that money and they're messing it up.
Yeah, mine does that.
You boys need to get on the pills or go to Turkey. Should we all go to Turkey together?
What are you getting done? Are you just there to watch?
I'll be there to reapply the bandages on the aircraft on the way home.